Good morning, good evening, good night. Welcome to the Dear Love Podcast. You can catch us at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Listen Notes, Google Music, Podbean, all that good stuff. You already know how this go. Let's get right into it. Now, have you ever been on a date, like a real date? What do you consider a real date? I know some people who consider a date just taking somebody to the motel. Like, really, they don't even get nothing to eat. We just go straight to the hotel. And I figure it got to be some type of rules to dating. Like, if you're going to take a girl to a motel, should it come with something? But in an I kind of blame the women for this, though. Because you got to know what you want and you got to know what you like. So my thing is, if I come to you, I try to talk to you or whatever the case is, we connect, we bond. Will you allow me to take you to a motel? Or does it have to be a hotel? I just really think people put too much pressure on where they going. Because motels are kind of looked at as, I ain't going to say raunchy, but people are less prone to be impressed by going to a motel room. You got some that's $40, $50. I feel like you make the experience what it is. But of course, it's not just my way of thinking. It got to be your way of thinking also. So what do you think? Do you feel like it's too much? Or do you feel like it's too little? Like, you got to set your own standards. I should just say that, because I know me personally, if I'm going to get a hotel and it's one of those expensive ones, the top floor, all of that type of stuff, it can't just be anybody. But you got to look at life like that too. You got to say, I'm not going to just let anybody take me to the motel or the hotel, wherever. But if we do go, what does that say about you? Again, it doesn't have to be bad. But I'm saying, what does that say about you guys? It's just like first dates. Let's say you go to Taco Bell. Is that a bad thing that we went to Taco Bell? Do we necessarily have to go to Red Lobster or Olive Garden or one of those type of places? Can we not just go to McDonald's? And if we can't go to McDonald's, why not? What makes McDonald's so bad? All these places, for the most part, sell the same stuff. It's just, do you want it fast or do you want it slow? Man, my brother had a birthday and we went to IHOP. And man, I tell you, they knew it was his birthday, right? And nobody was in there. Ask me how long it took to get our food. Go ahead. Ask me. And that's why it's important to really understand where you guys are as a team, because, again, we went to IHOP and it took 90 years for us to get our food. But it was okay because, again, the family's there. It's his birthday. We're all having a good time. And we're there to eat. You get what I'm saying? So you got to also know what you're there for. Let's slide back to the relationship. Does it really matter if it's the motel or the hotel? I mean, it's the same results in the end. What are you going for? Are you going to watch TV? Or are you going to do some grown-up stuff? I mean, what are you going for? You got to know. And then when you know that part, you got to look at it like, all right, do we want to spend more money? Like, do we want it to be like, we can get room service with it and stuff like that? Or are we okay with just the 1-2? Hey, are we even staying a night? And again, that's when you got to kind of think how you're looked at, or how you want to be looked at, period. Because if you okay with that, which again, there's nothing wrong with it. But if you okay with that, then don't be mad if that's how you're treated for the duration of this night. And again, that doesn't mean that it's bad. I just want people to realize what they're getting themselves into. Because a lot of people, not just women, men too, get into a situation and they wonder why the outcome is what the outcome is. If I talk to someone, or it don't have to be a relationship. If I told a person, hey, look, I'm gonna buy you a gift, or it could be a mom, anything. They're gonna expect that gift. So don't say you're gonna go buy it and you don't. That's one. For two, the gift that you get them, you gotta kind of keep that energy. Now, if you get me a PlayStation 4, let's say you buy me a PlayStation 4. Me personally, I feel like you're gonna have to get everything that comes along with that. Not at that moment, but okay, you bought me a PS4, so you obviously know that I like games. So if I ask for a game or something, I'm expecting things along those lines. Don't buy me a teddy bear. Not saying that you can't. I know that sounds crazy, but you already done started this little line of how you were gonna roll with this. So I'm expecting games, okay? I know it's weird, but that's just what I'm expecting. Again, if you take me to a 5-star hotel or somewhere out to eat, like big, I'm never expecting McDonald's. I'm never expecting nothing like Wendy's. Again, nothing's wrong with it. So I feel like if we start off with Wendy's and then work our way up to the bigger places, it makes for a better situation. But again, it's all about how you look at it and how you want to be looked at. Do you want people saying you took them to Wendy's? If you cool, long as you cool, that's the problem. We trying to impress everybody else and they daddy. If you cool with it, then it's cool. Don't worry about what nobody else talking about. I'm a simple dude, man. Just show me a good time, you good. You know what I'm saying? It don't always got to be no extra stuff along with it. All you got to do is the simple things. As long as you do the simple things, it'll always go great. You watch so many TV shows where the person be like, well, it was just the thought that counted, and, you didn't do this or you didn't do that. Or a person say, hey, I got you this bear. Remember, this was the bear when we first met at the park. It was the one that was on. I mean, just, different things that symbolize something. And they do their little crying situation and they hug and they kiss and the person's happy. Sometimes we fall into that trap of spending more money for greater enjoyment. No, I mean, sometimes the simple stuff will make a person just as happy. And then you don't have to spend $700 for one day. So be honest with yourself. What do you expect from people? And how do you expect to be looked at when it comes down to gifts and dating and things like that? Because the way you start, it don't necessarily have to be the way you finish, but it needs to be within that realm, okay? Because that's why a lot of stuff don't really work out, because people just 86 all of a sudden flip the whole show around. And people be lost. So you got to stay on the same path. So which one for you? Motel or hotel? Dear Love T. Shaw, I'm out of here.